Parsha is Pesach, so I'm going to talk a little bit about Pesach and hopefully resolve an interesting story in the Haggadah. So the question is, what was Hitler's most hated holiday of the Jews, of the biblical holidays? I thought about it this weekend. Pesach, right? When we hear stories from people who were survivors, they always talk about the Seder that they tried to create in the concentration camps. And I was thinking, I went through each holiday, and you realize that most of the holidays have a physical representation, like Sukkah has sukkahs. I know Pesach has matzah, but really you eating the matzah and the wine to tell the story is what the function of the Seder night is about. And when there's a story in the Haggadah that has the 5 rabbis in Bnai, and they're up all night, way past Hatzot, and they're telling the story. But there's another story of 5 rabbis also in Lod, in a brisa with Rabbi Gamliel at the center of the table rather than Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah, and they're up all night, but they're not telling the story. They are discussing the halachas of Pesach. So why is there 2 different stories going on around what happened at the Seder? And I think what happened is that after the destruction of the Beis HaMikdash, there was this political fight going on, and also a belief fight, which is what's going to be. And the Rabbi Gamliel was of the opinion the Beis HaMikdash is going to come back, and we have to learn the halachas, and we got to keep studying them. And the other faction was saying that we can't worry about the Beis HaMikdash anymore. We have to continue Judaism. And the way that they continued Judaism was the story. And so when Hitler was wiping out the Jews, or the Nazis, however you want to call it, the idea was they wanted to kill our story. And the message of Pesach is that we have our story and our history and our heritage, and we have to continue that. So when you sit down on this, and that's why Pesach is most likely, the Seder is the most observed holiday of all Jewish traditions, between whatever stream of Judaism that you're in. I think it's because innately, the way everybody's walking around with the cameras taking YouTube videos, people want to tell their story, they want to repeat the story, watch themselves over and over. So it made the Seder be a very powerful opportunity to share your story with your children and friends.